KKHT wants you to meet the classiest guys in real estate.
This is Tim O'Neill, the icon of insurance.
I'm Chris Kelso, the maestro of mortgage.
And I am Rob Cook, the godfather of real estate. And together we are
the Real Estate Rat Pack. Much like us, real estate in the greater Houston area is hot.
So whether you're buying, selling, owning, or insuring real estate in the greater Houston area,
you need to check us out as we are the preeminent source for everything you need to know.
And now, they're here to take your calls and answer your questions live. Call now 1-800-808-5548. The Real Estate Rat Pack.
Good morning, Houston.
Morning.
Hey, we got Chris Kelso on the line already.
the maestro of Las Vegas.
The maestro of mortgages. So,
I figure out how to get back. Did y'all take the jet back with you? I can't.
well, we got the pilot here sequestered in the green room, so I don't know if he's going to be there in time for you or not.
I mean, was I that bad last night? You guys had to leave me?
I don't know what to tell you, man. Somebody had to get here and do the show while you were out playing around.
How's the
That
poker
is
research
true.
coming out there? You researching some poker games out there, Big Daddy?
Yeah, I'm doing some research for the Rat Pack, just finding out where we're going to extend the radio show to, and more importantly, our physical person to sometimes.
Now you're talking.
So, well, anyway, well, I hope you're having a good time out there. We missed you in the studio today. I did check you in like you were here, so I'm sure people are just wondering how you can be everywhere.
I tell everybody we are
Chris
everywhere
Kelso.
and we are nowhere.
We're the wind.
So, is there anything you want? We got a house full here today, and I want to make
You
sure.
have a house packed full of
Yes,
individuals.
thank you for
I
packing the
just wanna
house
give a
for
big-
us.
Yes, I want to give a big shout out to everyone who was there today, both both our brand new sponsors with Old Republic Home Warranty, by
It's
the
not
way.
home warranty. It's Old Republic Home Protection.
Home protection. That is
Yes.
true. My bad.
Yes.
It was the water I was
Always
drinking
use
last night. I
the
apologize.
protection, not
Yes.
the warranty.
I got nothing. I got nothing. So, anyway, yeah,
Yes.
we're very excited to have him on board. And we have
Yes, and then we have the great Vivian there as well.
we got her
Our
sequestered
great
in the green
guest.
room right now.
Yes, they're listening on a live stream in the green room because we
Yes.
can't all fit in here today.
That I understand, and we also have our individual from Empire today talking
Yes.
a little bit about property management.
Yes,
So,
and he's also sequestered in the green room. I think everyone's comfortable in there. So, but you know who else we have on the show today? This is a B-back. We have the one and the only Gina Devers in here, and she's got a quick announcement for us. So I think we ought to do a lead-in to let her tell us her story.
I think so too.
Okay. So you're welcome to stay on the line, Mr. Chris.
you know what? I'm gonna wish you guys a great day today. I'm gonna head on off here to try to figure out how I can get back to Houston sometime soon.
Well, you have to leave us
But,
with a quote, man. You can't just walk away.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Gina Devers and her new endeavor, which you're going to hear about right now. And I will see y'all a bit later.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.
Likewise. Have a great day.
Okay. Well, welcome back to the show, Gina. We love having you.
Thank you.
You've got some big news, so why don't you talk about what's going on with you?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate coming back. Love you all. Actually, we have a big grand opening next Thursday from 2 to 7. As y'all know, we started Remax Results Realty, and that's off of Willcrest and Westheimer last September 1st. That we opened the franchise, and we are ready to announce to the public, come out. Our doors are open, and we're having a wonderful, wonderful grand opening. We have lots of sponsors, lots of door prizes. We're having it catered. We have wonderful wine and all kinds of things. We'd like to have all of our real estate friends come out, look at our facility, and see what we have to offer.
So, and give us the times.
Oh, yes. The times are from 2 to 7. It's right before the chili cook-off, so there's no excuse. Everybody has time to have a little cocktail before they head on down to the chili cook-off.
Uber.
Well, there's several buildings there at Willcrest and Westheimer. You might want to go ahead and give an address, just in case they don't just start wandering down the streets looking for you.
Absolutely. It is 11200 Westheimer, and it's Suite 890. And if anybody likes the landmarks, because as we know, most women do, it is directly across the street from J. Alexander, and just past Willcrest on the right-hand side.
And how can someone get a hold of you?
Oh, my goodness. They can reach us either by our website, which is resultsrealty-houston.com. They can call my direct line, which is 832-588-7251. They can look us up on Facebook, also resultsrealty-houston.com. Stop in, see us. We'd love to talk to you.
Beautiful. We have our own Vaughn Peterson in the room here. I think he's doing a shameless plug for himself here. So, is there going to be live music?
I think there is, and lots of wine.
And lots of wine.
Is there going to be security? I think that's the question we're starting to look for.
And I hope somebody's got an Uber account. So anyway, well, we wish you much success in your new endeavor. And Vaughn, I know you're going to do a great job. Our great trumpeter here, he will always be great at entertaining. So, thanks.
Thank you all so much.
And you're welcome to go to breakfast with us if you want to stick around.
Bona
Thank
fortuna with your new opportunity. Bona fortuna.
Bona fortuna.
So,
Hey, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it so much. We love you.
he's having fun. Don't worry about
he's
Chris.
gone?
He's gone. I'm sure he's probably researching right
Researching?
It gets you the same place whether he's there or not.
now. He researched a lot yesterday, I understand. So anyhow, well, we got some great new sponsors on today.
We love
Republic
sponsors.
Home Protection, and our own
Yay.
Don Pickett's here.
Yay.
Yay.
The boss.
Now, you're officially a two-timer now. By
I
the way.
am a two-timer.
Yes.
I
Well,
am.
it's like you see, you look a lot more relaxed this time.
Thank
didn't
you.
bring your
Thank
notes.
you. I did not bring my notes. I'm winging it today, guys.
That's welcome to our world. That's all we know. Well, introduce your representatives here.
Okay. Well, of course, you've got me here. I cover the North Houston area up to Bryan College Station. And then we have Cindy Mosia, and I'll let her kind of tell you what area she covers. And then Yvonne Apodaca is here.
Good morning. This is Cindy Messia with Old Republic Home Protection. I serve the Houston area as far as West Houston, Fort Bend County, of course, including Sugar Land, Katy, Cypress area, Brenham area. Thank you.
Well, that was short and sweet. Yvonne.
Oh, Yvonne.
Well, good morning, Rob. What a great group. It's just fabulous. Everyone here is with great excitement. My area is Metro Houston, Galleria, Memorial. Then we skip over to Galveston and Bolivar Island. Beautiful. Come visit me.
And you cover a lot of territory there. How can people get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me through our 800 number, which I'm sure the Don Pickett will give the 800 number. Somebody will.
Somebody give out the 800 number, right?
Yes, and come visit me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, we most of our warranties are set up online through our Toolbox account. So our website is orhp.com. But they can also call our 800 number. It's 800-445-6999 to set
Say
up
that
a
one more
warranty.
time.
1-800-445-6999.
Because they're like me, I can't write that fast.
I know, I'm sorry. I
I do.
speak
That's why I'm not an executive assistant, by the way. And anyway, talk about home warranties a little bit. Why does anyone want one?
Why? Well, it's a great risk management tool. And most of our agents, I think probably in the Houston market, I know maybe even across the country, we cover at least 80% of all transactions include a home warranty. So it's risk management. Buyers are usually tapped out when they get into their homes, and they just don't have a lot of money to throw into replacing a $5,000 AC unit. So that's where we come in. We come out and take a look at it, and if we can't fix it, we'll replace it with a new unit.
Oh, I remember back in the 90s, I'd actually sold a house, and I became an absolute believer in home warranties at that time. I sold a house over in Highland Village. It was a 1950s home. The heat exchanger cracked that winter, and they couldn't fix it. So they got a whole new unit, which is like, wow, that would have been out of his pocket.
Yeah.
He was very happy. And so I have not sold a house since then without some sort of home warranty on it.
Yeah, and it keeps the agents out of litigation. Nobody wants to go and close on a house and then get a call, a couple weeks later that now the AC's broke, and the agents get caught up in the middle of all this. So it's a great risk management tool for the agents, but it also helps the clients.
Yeah, I had two closings where the air conditioner went out like the following week, but it showed up good on the inspection report. But they can go out at any time. You know, it's not going to be like, well, it's not going to go out for 6 months, and actuarially, that's how it works.
Right.
But they can go out right away, especially when you get into those July and August months.
Well, and you get different families. Maybe you have a family of 2 in there, and maybe it hasn't run for a month because nobody's been in the house, and then they go in there and they, crank it full blast for their family needs, and it puts a strain on the system, and that's usually when you're going to start having problems. Is unfortunately it happens kind of early on, but the coverage is there for
my AC is already clicking on now, right? It's like we kind of went from fall right over to spring. Somewhere we lost winter altogether. So
I've seen Old Republic in action because Dawn and I have traveled with our Women's Council of Realtors events to different places, and I've seen her on the phone talking to agents, talking them through questions. I've seen her, arranging service calls. She just steps out of the room and takes care of business. So I know for a fact that these reps are reachable. It's not just sell them and you never hear from them again. These people are professionals, and that's what we look for in a sponsor, because we don't take sponsors who aren't exactly that. You need to be an expert in what you do. We don't take trainees or rookies. You have to be the real deal to be affiliated with us, and so we were very happy to get Old Republic.
It's so astounding. We have standards.
I know, yeah. Well, just that one, but we do stick to it. So.
I really like that about us.
Yeah,
but that is a good point. And of course, that's a great place for realtors to have stay in the loop as well, to stay in contact, because typically they don't call the home warranty company. No. They call the realtor who helped them in the transaction. Yep. And so there's a nice line of communication that's continued to open up when something happens. And everybody looks good when things go well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's when things go bad that we can tell a professional versus somebody who's amateurish or knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So
all we have in our business is, whether it be real estate or insurance or mortgage or warranty, all we have is our goodwill, because we don't really have a tangible product. There's nothing that we warehouse or inventory. So all we have is our reputation and our goodwill. And it's really nice to know that we have these people.
We don't sell houses, we sell services.
Yeah.
Yep. Those are all great opportunities to prove what you're about and stand up and get those future referrals. That's why you got to have that relationship with
We'll talk about, I list a house. How do we cover that during that period? This is a softball question, by the way.
Sellers coverage. Yeah. So we do have sellers coverage. It covers the house from whenever the agent sets it up. We always encourage them to set it up as soon as they possibly can. So as soon as they get the listing. And it'll stay on there until they close. They pay for the seller's coverage at closing at $75, and it's basically the same as our regular coverage. There are some limitations. It's obviously a $75 policy, but there's a lot of different details that go into it. But it's really good coverage. It helps the seller during that listing time in case something were to break while their house is on the market.
Now, how do you vet your trades that come do this? The work.
Trades. Well, and that's the good thing about Old Republic. We've been in the business for 42 years.
Another softball question.
And when you have a company that's been in the business, we were one of the very first home warranty companies that started up in the industry back in the 70s. We have the list of contractors in the areas that are needed. So that's one of the really good important reasons why you want to go with an established home warranty company. But yeah, I mean, we search them out. We have long-standing relationships with contractors across the states, and we're always growing them. If you ever have a contractor that you work closely with that's really good and you want to recommend them, send them to our website. There's an application on there. But we train them. We work with them closely. We do a lot of different things to encourage a good relationship with them so that they're very eager to get out and service our clients.
And typically, if it's not absolutely like they show up for absolute free, there is a nominal charge for that.
Yeah, no, there's what we call a trade call fee. It's paid to the technician when he comes out. It's $60 with us, and it's basically kind of like your deductible you would pay with your insurance or anything else.
Don't go there with this guy, Rob.
Oh yeah,
we don't say the I word.
I forgot. I forgot we got insurance people in there.
Don't say the I word with Rob.
Yeah, well, I have been known to pontificate a little bit about insurance. One of our favorite subjects.
And we're friends anyway. We don't let that come between.
Yeah, well, he usually calls it something else. Right. You're always betting something's going to go wrong, and they're betting it's all going to stay good.
Yeah.
So
it's a gamble.
Anyhow, we are coming up against a break, and we have one of your guests that is invited on today that we're going to have up next. So Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Protect your number one valued asset, your home. Want to know who home builders, commercial property, and real estate professionals call when they have a foundation issue? PermaPeer Foundation Repair of Texas. You can access the same professional-grade services the pros choose, all backed by a lifetime transferable warranty and over 15,000 successfully completed projects. Visit permapeer.com. That's permapeer.com to schedule your free evaluation today.
Down Under Pools can help make your backyard a focal point for luxury outdoor living. Imagine coming home from a hard day's work and enjoying the evening in a spa-like environment with pool, water features, and lighting integrated seamlessly into your home and landscaping design. Down Under's design team has a seasoned eye for color, scale, proportion, and detail. Even more important is Down Under's commitment to the highest quality construction practices to achieve the highest standards of hydraulic and structural integrity. Down Under is one of the most creative and trusted pool and landscape builders in Houston because of their award-winning design and construction and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Visit downunderpools.com to see examples of what could be in your backyard. That's DOWNUNDA pools.com. Down Under. Pools for the mind, body, and soul.
Are you looking to finance a new home or refinance your existing home? Call Chris Kelso at Willow Bend Mortgage. In business since 1993, Willow Bend Mortgage offers a great array of products from FHA, VA, and USDA loans to conventional and jumbo loans, all with great rates and incredible service from Chris and his staff. 713-256-9138 or look for him online at chriskelso.com. Great rates, exceptional service. That's Willow Bend Mortgage.
What you wanna do, baby? Where you wanna go? I'll take you to the moon, baby. I'll take you to the floor. I treat you like a real lady. No matter.
And we're back.
Yay.
Yay. Well, we had a lot of fun during the break, you know. Sometimes the break's the best part of the show.
I nodded off there for a minute. But I'm back now.
Well, you know, the one thing that we're always about is about building relationships. And when they contacted me about when can we be on the show now that we're the sponsor, I said, well, come on. And I said, bring an agent with you. And so, by gosh, they listened to me.
Yay.
And they brought on Vaughn Cooper with Remax Grand. That's out in Katy.
Yes, it sure is. I do downtown all the way out to Katy and out to Cypress. But my representative for Old Republic is Cindy, and I've got her email memorized, cynthiam@orhp.com. If I ever have a problem, I call her, and she follows up with me. She gets the headquarters to call my clients from California if it goes to the next stage, and she really takes care of me. I always send all of my clients to Old Republic Home Protection. I don't use anybody else. I sell residential real estate. I also do some commercial listings. I've got some commercial leases also. I like first-time home buyers and buyers that have done it before. And it's all about relationships and being loyal to your clients and your clients being loyal to you. And I just enjoy it. My email is vaughncooper1@gmail.com. My phone number is 832-372-8057. If you'd like to list or buy a house, please give me a call.
See, Vaughn's kind of going through this like she thinks we're going to let her off right now.
Right.
She doesn't understand how this works at all.
You're thinking that's the end of that.
I know,
like,
I know.
Like, even all the information, how do I do? Nah, you're not done.
Did
Not
we go
whatsoever.
into what you did before real estate? Did we? That's always interesting to
Oh,
find
yeah.
out.
I mean, most people did not start their careers out as being in real estate. What were you
Right.
prior?
Well, actually, when I was out of high school, my boyfriend's mom said, you should be a realtor. I said, oh, really? Okay, well, I'm going to be a realtor. I was 20 years old and got my license. But then I came along this fun airline job. I was 20. I became 23. I was doing real estate. I looked 14. You know, I had long blonde hair, skinny. And then I said, oh, the airline job sounds fun. So I started flying, and it was a great ride. I'm still current in the airline business with let's say who? United.
We're gonna send them
I think
an
we have a
invoice.
pilot here too.
Braniff.
Yeah.
Who was it?
No,
Who was at the beginning?
I was
that far.
Braniff, that's
Continental.
going way back, way back.
Continental. We love Continental, but we're loving United now, and we've got a lot more routes, and our fleet is so brand new. At United, we love working there because we've got a great surrounding.
I definitely think that's invoice worthy. That is a lot of information about them.
We can send them, but there's no guarantee it's going to come back. But we can send them out.
Hey, my Remax card is the same color as my United card. It's blue with some silver foil on it.
That's awesome.
But I love Remax and working there. And my broker, Matt Rimbert, is fantastic. He's always there for me, and it's a great office to work at. It's just nice, friendly, and just where I like to be.
That's interesting. I don't think consumers understand that when they hire an agent, which we always promote using a professional, but they usually hire a whole office because that's what a good office is about. It's about support.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're for some reason not available, your brokers is there. We can step in if there's an issue come up, and of course, nothing ever happens in real estate. There's never issues out there, right?
You're listening, never heard of that.
So smoothly and stuff like that. And I know that's not true. I've been professional standards for 20 years. I've heard all the stories. So, talk about the market out in Katy. What are you seeing happening out there?
Well, everybody says, "Oh, it's slowed down." I don't see anything slowing down, really. I mean, the houses are staying on the market maybe a month or two more than 2013. 2013 was crazy. But my listing in my neighborhood, I live in Lake Crest out on the north side of Katy, and we love it there in that neighborhood. And I sell most of the homes in Lake Crest. I had one in the middle of the winter this winter, and it only stayed on the market for 1 month. So we're still low on the inventory as far as what we've with the amount of people moving into the Houston area, and Katy's got a great reputation with its schools and the facilities and everything that you can get out there. And you can't say safe in the real estate business, but I feel comfortable. I can go out of my house at 2 o'clock in the morning and hear a pin drop, walk my dog. If you get a little insomnia if you fly a red eye every now and then. I do fly about one or two red eyes a month just to stay current. So that, keeps me up at night. But I love my neighborhood. I love Katy, and I live out by Katy Mills Mall. We've got so many things building up there. And so
it's the livable forest. It's Katy. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
Not exactly a forest out there, but
we're a little bit flat out there. Not very many trees, but we're planting a lot of trees.
Now, were you involved with a lot of relocation type of business?
I haven't done a lot of relocation. I've had a couple people call me and say, "We have a relocation agent, but I want to use you." So I'll say, "Well, let me talk to the relocation company and see if they'll allow me to represent you." And I have done a couple of those. If they already have a relocation company, I can't really get into there. But when you have a lease listing, boy, does that open up a lot of doors. Some people say, "I don't do leases." I love leases. I get first-time home buyers from leases.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, why are you paying $2,000 a month for this lease when you could be buying a new home for that?
And maybe even less in some cases. So,
much less.
The agents who have been out in Katy, the remark, the fact is that a lot of the market that's not relo has not changed that much. But the relocation has been primarily oil.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're not seeing a lot of those people coming into Katy at this point in time. And the same thing in kind of the Woodlands. But we're still hanging around about 4.5, 4.6 months of inventory, all of our MLS. So it's still a seller's market for the most part.
I think it is still a seller's market. You're right. When I put a listing on, it doesn't last. But and then I love buyers too.
Let's don't say it doesn't last. Let's just say it stays on. It doesn't stay on the market very long. How's that?
Right. Well, I love buyers too, though. It can be challenging. We were having bidding wars in 2013. And some of the nice polished homes that come on in perfect condition, they give the new builds a run for their money sometimes because you've already got the tweaks worked out. And you've still got the structural warranty on most new homes. They have the structural and foundation warranties for 10 years.
And if you buy an Old Republic home protection, you actually get continued protection on your appliances and things of that nature.
Love it.
And air conditioner.
And we also, as long as we're plugging away here, our coming on board sponsor next month is to find a stager in all the land.
Absolutely.
So let us know whatever you want to stage to sell.
Mary Scally.
Mary the Scally can take care of that for you.
So
she's awesome.
we got it covered.
Right.
I mean, we got it.
I have Old Republic for my personal home too. And last summer, the upstairs air conditioning unit went out. And they were so bombarded with people. I called them. And I was it was a little bit slow at first. And the lady called me from California and said, if you want to get a air conditioning unit at Home Depot, I'll send you a $250 check. I got a portable one. She was great. She kept up with me and kept calling. They give fantastic service.
Well, that's when it's good to have a great relationship with your representative because sometimes they can, get things done that under normal circumstances may not occur. I've had to do that especially on AC.
Yes.
Especially if there's small kids at home, July, 100 degrees out there, and you have no AC. Sometimes you got to do what it takes to get it done to make people, happy. And so those are great stories to talk about.
Yeah, they've taken care of it. I had one lady, she closed, and that day her condenser went out.
Oh my God.
And so I called Old Republic. They always call the realtor because we do everything.
First line of defense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because if anything goes wrong in transactions, whose fault is it?
You wanted to be on that refrigerator? Well, now you're on it.
I remember that was Vaughn. I remember her. She sold us this house.
I know.
Well, that's the difference between a professional and a non-professional. It's not anyone can do it. When things go well, anybody can look good. It's when something goes wrong that's where you distinguish yourself. It's like, I'll take care of it.
Right.
Yes.
I'm going to step up and make sure this gets taken care of for you. Even if you be on the phone for 2 hours, make sure you get a hold of something.
I've seen it. Didn't I see it, Dawn? I saw you do just exactly that.
That's right.
Working it, making it, keeping the promise.
Well, it's about keeping relationships.
Absolutely.
It's not always about what the rules are. It's about this is a relationship we've had for a while. We want to keep it. It's valuable to us. And that works both ways, right?
Before I met Cindy on a personal level, we'd go and she said, come meet me for lunch. You've sent 20 home warranties to me this year. I need to meet you in person. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't realize the reps with Old Republic, they work as hard as a realtor. They're on their phone night and day like we are, and their emails following up. They give great marketing tools to us. That I didn't realize. She's really helped me a lot because I just went back into real estate 4 years ago. And, of course, the business was so crazy, and Katie's fantastic. I picked a great place to go back into real estate. And then my office gives me such great support. I really didn't have a lot of time for marketing. I was so busy. I was like, I don't need to market. I don't have any time for anybody else. But now it's slowed down, after 2003. 2013 was really crazy.
When they come to your office, are you donut girl or bagel, muffin? What are you looking for when they come to your office with, treats?
Oh, what kind of treats do I like? I like chocolate.
Okay, got this. You got this chocolate.
Chocolate, check.
I'm a little bit slow now. I'm getting it.
Yeah. Some offices are donut offices. You have your kolache offices, your donut offices, your fruit plate offices.
So
we don't want to come in with
Tim,
the wrong thing.
What do you take out to offices?
I just take out my charming personality and my
Is that
dashing wit. No,
and that's working for you?
I'm thinking about getting some fruit or some bagels or something.
Well, you are the WCR guy.
I am.
Yeah.
So that's how you often get all your relationships and things like that. But then again, so Vaughn, tell us how we get a hold of you.
All right. Give me a call at 832-372-8057 or an email at voncooper1@gmail.com. I'll be happy to take care of all your real estate needs.
Okay. Let's give us that phone number one more time.
Okay. 832-372-8057.
So
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Thanks for
I'm
having
glad
me.
you can come on the show. And of course, it's kind of a last minute invite. So it's
yes,
nice
I was like, radio show. Fantastic.
We were thinking, who are our guests this week? And we go, well, that's And all of a sudden now we've got like this Cecil B. DeMille production and a cast of thousands.
That was a good segment. I'm going to listen to that again.
Okay. Well, Tim, we're up against the break, so we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Protect your number one valued asset, your home. Want to know who home builders, commercial property, and real estate professionals call when they have a foundation issue? PermaPeer Foundation Repair of Texas. You can access the same professional-grade services the pros choose, all backed by a lifetime transferable warranty and over 15,000 successfully completed projects. Visit permapeer.com. That's permapeer.com to schedule your free evaluation today.
Down Under Pools can help make your backyard a focal point for luxury outdoor living. Imagine coming home from a hard day's work and enjoying the evening in a spa-like environment with pool, water features, and lighting integrated seamlessly into your home and landscaping design. Down Under's design team has a seasoned eye for color, scale, proportion, and detail. Even more important is Down Under's commitment to the highest quality construction practices to achieve the highest standards of hydraulic and structural integrity. Down Under is one of the most creative and trusted pool and landscape builders in Houston because of their award-winning design and construction and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Visit downunderpools.com to see examples of what could be in your backyard. That's DOWNUNDA pools.com. Down Under. Pools for the mind, body, and soul. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties, the fastest growing real estate company in Houston. Over 400 trained professional realtors here to serve your needs in 21 locations in Houston and across the state. Whether you're buying, selling, or leasing, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties is the smart choice. Check us out at andersonprops.com today. Find out why so many choose Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties for all of their real estate needs. You know us, we know real estate.
And we are back.
We are back in Alabama.
Boy, we're just shuffling people in, shuffling people out. This is kind of like a.
I know. Raise your hand if you're not on the Real Estate Rat Pack show today.
We do have an action-packed group today, and so we have one of our great sponsors is Capital Title, and they've always found great agents for us and brought them in. So Vivian Walpole is here today for her first time. So welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you.
And so what I want you to do, I want you to introduce your guest, and then we're going to work on the guest and work her over a little bit.
Wonderful. I have one of my very special dear friends, Christina Boston, here, and she is a realtor out in the Cypress area. And I just want to say thank you, Christina, for being my guest and being on the show today.
Well, we're real happy to have Christina, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So talk a little bit about, you got into real estate and when you got into real estate and how you got here and all those stories. We want to hear everything about you.
Okay. Oh, everything. All right. I'm Christina Boston. I'm an independent broker, Boston Real Estate Group. I got in the business over a decade ago in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But I'm a native Houstonian, so I came back as soon as I could. I've had my own company now. This is going into my third year. I've been very, very pleased. It's been really nice being on my own and control of my own destiny. I've got a small group of agents that I trust emphatically, and I appreciate that, of course. But no, it's been wonderful. I was lucky enough to be one of the recipients of the top 20 under 40 rising stars in real estate.
Talk a little bit about that, because I don't know. We've had some of the 20 under 40 on here in the past. Yeah. And, of course, it's almost like a rite of passage. If you get 20 under 40, you get to be on the Rat Pack show at the same time.
Lucky me. I appreciate me. It's nice being here.
Talk a little bit what that is.
Well, it's an award. I know that it's partially based on production and then obviously what you do for the community. Like I said, I've been doing this. This is my third year in my business, and I focus a lot of my marketing and things like that. I like giving back to the community. Being a native Houstonian, it's very important to me to give back. I also grew up in the Cypress area, which is the main focus of a lot of my business. I live in Bridgeland. I'm your Bridgeland broker.
I like that.
Thank you.
Alliteration. Yes.
Thank you so much. And so, it's really important to me to give back to the people who helped me get to where I am today. So I think that's part of a lot of it. I show up. I try to show up as much as I can.
90% of life is showing up.
That's
Smoother
right.
Smoother than a fresh jar of Skippy.
I digress. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit. We've not actually had someone from Cyprus on in a while. Tell me what's happening in the market, because it's a little bit different market this year.
It is a little bit different. October, we kind of had like a, whoa, where'd everybody go kind of a situation. And then now, things have definitely been picking up. It's been hot and heavy, ever since Super Bowl. That usually is when things start picking up again, and they have. But it's still a little bit slower in the larger homes, but there's a lot of buyers out there. We need more listings still.
Yeah,
call
we are
Christina
short on
Boston.
listings. We're
Yeah.
about 4.5 months supply, which is better than the year before, which had 4.6 homes, months of home.
Right.
Was it 2.46?
Something like that. Yeah.
That's
2.46. Well, I've got to analyze those MLS stats every month.
You're not that precise when you're flying, huh? You got it down to
we'll get to Steve in a minute, but yeah, if he's not that precise when he's flying, we may not be flying.
Come to
with
heading
him.
2.4 something, doesn't matter.
Well, yeah. Well, I meant to land in London, but I missed.
That was 4.7. My bad.
My bad. Anyway, what we've seen is that the upper end seems to be slowing down quite a bit, and then those homes, the sweet spot, still probably run 2 to 5.
Yeah.
And then you get around that 700 range. We're starting to see a slowdown. Is that what you're seeing there
Yeah,
as well?
definitely. And like we were talking about earlier, even in the first-time home buyer market, and people are more picky. We're balancing out, like you just said. Things are getting a little bit better for the buyers, a little bit less for the sellers. I found that a good education for both parties is really important right now, because if you're a seller and you've been reading anything in the papers, you're like, where are my 10 offers? How's this going to happen? And so it's really important to set people up and let them understand exactly where we're at right now. We're not exactly where we were, but we're still going on those numbers from where we were. So that's a great thing.
Yeah, it's like my house has been on the market 2 hours. Where's my 6 contracts? What's wrong?
Exactly.
And what I say typically is we're moving into a normal market.
Right.
And we've been in a hyper market, which is not that good for all parties.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of times that houses were offered more than they were asking, and they've said, wow, that's great. And then it didn't appraise, so it didn't close. I mean, so there's a lot of issues that come up with that kind of hyper market, and it ended up almost looking like California and Florida and Nevada, where you get in a bubble.
Right.
But, fortunately, we've never been put in that position, and it does always seem to kind of level out to a point that that it's going to be good for both buyers and sellers. So,
right.
And that's where we are right now, I think.
I think so. I think the home builders are starting to feel it a little bit. We had some layoffs yesterday that I heard about, and so...
share that. I hadn't heard about all those.
I don't know how top secret this is, but I don't work for the company, so I know that there's no confidentiality.
Come sit by me.
Yeah. I know, one of the big players in Cyprus, Darling Homes, they had a huge layoff yesterday, 20 people, I think. I mean, for them, that's pretty big. So a lot of the big timers, a lot of the old schoolers are, the home builders are starting to feel it again. They were building a lot and things started slowing down. And so now they've got, but it's good for these buyers because we're getting really, really good deals for new homes right now. Really good deals.
You can always tell when the market starts changing with home builders when you start seeing the bonus to selling agents.
Ooh, it's a wonderful thing.
Buy the sod and get the house for free.
Yeah. I no kidding. I had a home builder. I got them to build a pergola.
Yeah.
I want you to build a pergola for free. Okay. Done. I haven't had that happen in,
it's been a
3
while.
years.
It's 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and that always happens when there's inventory exceeds the demand.
Right.
And so we're not seeing that in all areas, but I know there were certain areas where they've been very active. And of course, there's a lot of new stuff coming online. You get up around that Willis area and Conroe and
Grand Parkway,
everything along Grand Parkway. And of course, that's your market, Grand Parkway. There's going to be
it's a game changer. Grand Parkway is a game changer, in my opinion. I mean, it's been so. I mean, I got from Katy to the Woodlands in less than 20 minutes last week. That's a big deal.
Is it still free?
No, of course not. It costs $1,000.
That's why they call it the Grand Parkway.
Right, but
it's all making sense now.
I'll be here.
We're going to call Ed Emmett later on. Just saying, he did agree to come on the show, so we'll probably have a talk with him about the Harris County tax roll. Harris County
Toll
Road
Road
Authority.
Hectra,
Hectra. Yeah, I get a little statement from them every couple of weeks.
Yep.
They said, thank you very much for your payment.
I don't like the whole itemization thing. They tell you exactly what toll booth you went through at what time.
I know
north
you're
or
being
southbound.
you're being now they're
They're
taking
on you.
now they're taking your picture. Have you ever noticed? You're going
Yeah,
through
their picture.
Got all those. They get this big flash, which was on like.
I'm an open book. My life is on Facebook, so. And I have a now I went and put a vanity plate in my car. Duh, what was I thinking?
WCR guy.
So
well, not everybody knows that Tim O'Neill is WCR guy, but we know.
Yes, you do.
We all know, so like that. So talk a little bit about the life. We have always talked about that people don't buy homes; they buy lifestyles.
Right.
So tell me what the lifestyle looks like going out to Cypress.
Well,
besides sitting on 290 for.
Well, I live in Bridgeland,
There
so
is
I
no
think if
290.
you're going to talk about the lifestyle communities, that's probably one of the quintessential ones. It's we have a very active people that are moving in. One of the things that I sponsor, I said I put money into the community, is a run club in Bridgeland, USA Fit Cypress. I'm one of their sponsors of that group, and I've also been a member of their group. And every year our membership grows. We've got, triathlons in all these communities now. That never happened. I grew up in Houston and Cypress, so we didn't used to have triathlons hosted by every community. We have people competing for races now. That's unheard of. So
pizza, beer, and wings, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
That's a triathlon,
That's
yeah.
part of it. Yeah, exactly. That's
There you
a-
go. I'm going to
that's
make
a
sure I'm tracking
that's a
here.
trifecta. That's the trifecta. Yeah, not the triathlon. Right.
If pizza's on the menu, Tim will be there.
I'll have
Me
the
too. I'm
triathlon,
Italian. I
please.
love a pizza.
I could crush a triathlon.
But it's very active. Look at the new boardwalk in Town Lake. It is amazing. They're really trying to focus on. We have so many people that have come from up north, and it's just nothing's walkable anymore. But they're really trying to focus on those outdoor spaces, those places that people can go and be together. Look at all these restaurants that are now opening up where basically you have picnic benches outside, and you sit outside and let the kids play, and they are highly successful.
Yeah.
We have everybody wants to be outside. People are active. It's definitely a great change. But I think it's, especially up in the suburbs, I think that's what people spend so much time in their car. You got to burn that energy off sometime.
Yeah, you see that. I don't think there's plans really to build anymore like these regional malls like we used to have.
No,
it's all this
they're-
outdoor shopping.
that's gone.
The
thing.
boardwalk
I don't think they'll put up
concept.
a mall.
We look at City Center right there, at the Beltway and 10. That's a major success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would think in Houston it'd be too hot, but it's not. Those places are bustling all the time.
Well, it is
Absolutely.
too hot, but we've just kind of getting accustomed.
You get
You
used
go
to
from
it.
one air conditioned
Just adapt.
place to another air conditioned
Right.
place.
Cold drinks.
I carry a parasol myself.
Yeah. I've been meaning to
I'm
talk with
a
you
very
about that,
delicate
by the way.
flower.
Yes, a man that's secure in his masculinity. Yeah, stop it. People are talking, and you're part of the group.
So what'd you do before you were a fabulously successful realtor?
Oh, I've done a lot of things. I've always been a hustler, and that's part of what I think makes me successful in this business. But I worked in advertising. I have a mass communication degree, so I worked in advertising for many years. And then when I came down here, and then that's when I started my real estate career. When things got a little low, I started working in land development and acquisition for home builders. That's been huge for me. And so, I have a wheel well wounded.
Oh, Bill well ended.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elmer.
Somebody else here who's read your Marshall McLuhan's The Medium is the Message then, right? That's one of the foundational books in that subject of marketing and mass marketing. And
Yes.
So
Now, are you keeping up with all the acquisitions? Because there's been still quite a few going on.
Yeah, as much as I try to. Yeah, in fact, you were talking about the mixed use. That's one of the things that we were heavy focusing on back because one of the companies I used to work for was David Weekley, and that was I was in their land development department, and that was one of the big focuses was mixed use all over the country, and so it's coming.
Well, out in that Lake Houston, I guess they call it the West Lake Houston area now. They're
Just
not
Lake
calling it
Houston.
it's just Lake Houston.
Right.
But
No more
anyway,
Humboldt, Atascocita,
you've got the
Kingwood.
McCord development coming online. You've got the one that Johnson Corp did close to the Conroe, and you've got, of course, the Hughes Corporation did something that's kind of close to the Woodland.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's all big stuff. These are
Big.
2,000
the Grand
acre-
Parkway segment at 259 will be opening here, I guess, in the next couple of weeks.
Mhm.
It's coming right along.
It's
So
gonna.
then you'd be talking about going from 59 north in Porter all the way down around to Katy in 40 minutes or something. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Well, have you traversed the 99 from like 290?
I have, yeah. Actually, it comes right to the Gosling exit runs right into the Woodlands, which is very near my home. But you can't use it yet because they're tearing Gosling up and widening Gosling. So the Grand Parkway is there, and we know it's there in theory, but you can't get there because Gosling is a mess. Gosling is 290 squared right now.
They're just teasing us, aren't they?
Yeah, it's there, but good luck.
Yeah. Well, they're still doing a lot of work along 290.
And all
so-
those areas for the last 10 years have had great big, hand-painted sign stopped the Grand Parkway,
Right.
and they didn't stop it. Apparently.
No. It's really hard to do that.
Yeah, progress.
Especially with hand-painted signs. You
Yeah.
usually need a little bit more bigger
Yeah,
pockets
I
than
don't know,
that.
yeah,
if you're
exactly.
gonna,
I don't think it's very well
Christine,
funded.
we're kind of coming up against a break here. So, Christine, how can we get a hold of you?
You can find me on Facebook, Boston Real Estate Group LLC. You can find me online. Facebook's usually the best way. Boston Real Estate Group LLC, and of course.
You can give out your cell phone if you want to.
Oh yeah, okay, right
Whatever
now.
you want.
Yeah, call me. Just kidding. You can Boston RE Group at Outlook.com is our email.
He was born at night, but not last night.
I'm a native Houstonian. Did I mention that? I am pretty street smart.
Hey, the only one.
Anyway, we're going to take a break now, but we'll be right back.
All right.
When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't like it. No, I love it.
Protect your number one valued asset, your home. Want to know who home builders, commercial property, and real estate professionals call when they have a foundation issue? PermaPeer Foundation Repair of Texas. You can access the same professional grade services the pros choose, all backed by a lifetime transferable warranty and over 15,000 successfully completed projects. Visit permapeer.com. That's permapeer.com to schedule your free evaluation today.
Down Under Pools can help make your backyard a focal point for luxury outdoor living. Imagine coming home from a hard day's work and enjoying the evening in a spa-like environment with pool, water features, and lighting integrated seamlessly into your home and landscaping design. Down Under's design team has a seasoned eye for color, scale, proportion, and detail. Even more important is Down Under's commitment to the highest quality construction practices to achieve the highest standards of hydraulic and structural integrity. Down Under is one of the most creative and trusted pool and landscape builders in Houston because of their award-winning design and construction and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Visit downunderpools.com to see examples of what could be in your backyard. That's DOWNUNDA pools.com. Down Under. Pools for the mind, body, and soul.
Are you looking to finance a new home or refinance your existing home? Call Chris Kelso at Willow Bend Mortgage. In business since 1993, Willow Bend Mortgage offers a great array of products from FHA, VA, and USDA loans to conventional and jumbo loans, all with great rates and incredible service from Chris and his staff. 713-256-9138 or look for him online at chriskelso.com. Great rates, exceptional service. That's Willow Bend Mortgage.
No, honey, I'm good. I could have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home. It's been a long night here and a long night there, and these long, long legs.
And we are back. Well, we are in our last segment. This show is like flying by.
I know, it's been 45 minutes already.
You know, this next gentleman winged in from London just to be with us today. Steve Rozenberg.
You did that for us.
Well, I did, but I also had to do it anyways. It was going to happen.
No, don't go there. No.
It was just for you. Yes, it was just
Thank
for
you,
you.
man.
Yes.
You already blew it. So, and you're with Empire Industries. We'll talk about what Empire Industries does.
Sure. So Empire Industries, we are a property management company. We manage about 500 houses here in Houston, all throughout the greater Houston area. And our rise to the top is a little different than most people or most people's story. I actually never wanted to get into real estate. I didn't know anything about real estate. I'm an airline pilot, and I started off as an airline pilot.
And you're still an airline pilot?
And I'm still an airline pilot. But we had, as everyone knows, 9/11 happened.
I remember
that.
It was in all the papers.
Yes. It was on the news a couple times. And that day was obviously a little bit more dramatic for me, being an airline pilot. And what happened was you started seeing everyone's retirements, pensions, everything just basically getting wiped away. And when you're so specialized as an airline pilot or anything you do, when that job dissolves, all of a sudden you have to realize that you really are not qualified to do anything else except fly a big plane around in the sky. And so I started realizing I need to focus on something else if this airline thing didn't pan out like I thought it. The safe, secure job that I thought existed no longer existed. So I started learning and realizing real estate was going to be a good avenue for me. So I started buying some houses, bought some apartment buildings, Lost a lot of money. Got my butt kicked up and down by some valuable lessons.
But you never forget those lessons.
You know what? Those lessons are what me and my business partners say actually made us as successful as we are today. So we started managing our properties. We had about 20 properties that we owned, and we realized we had a big problem because we weren't doing it the way we should. So guess what we did?
Learn how to do it the right way.
No, we bought another 5 houses, just to put a little bit more sting in our wound there. And
so if you do it wrong well.
yeah, we got to go more into the hill, basically. So basically, we sat down and created the structure as investors to create our business model, just to manage our portfolio. That worked. They started making money. And we had other investors locally approach us and ask us if we could manage their properties the same ideology and mindset that we were managing ours in. And that's what really, about 3.5 years ago, we started doing that as a business. We proverbial burned our boats. My business partner quit his job. He was all in. Pete, as you know, the president of NARPM.
Pete Newbig, right?
Yep, Pete Newbig. And we have grown from that point to about 500 properties. And they're all hard fought. It's like you said, it's all marketing. We're very, very good at marketing. We have one of the best agent referral programs in the city. It's actually, we made more agents more money in Houston that we actually won a national award for best marketing in North America because of our return on our marketing
kind of
dollars.
expand on that. What do you do?
Sure. So basically what we do is we came up by not being involved in the industry. We didn't realize that there was this oil and vinegar relationship between agents and property managers. Because once they hand it over to the property manager, they take the client and they never give it back. So me and my business partner were kind of sitting there thinking about this, and we're basically talking to a lot of these agents, and they were kind of spitting on us. They didn't like us, and we didn't know why, because we were just investors really learning this as property managers. And so we basically came to the conclusion that if we gave you this house back, would you like us then? And they said, absolutely. And we said, how about if we gave you a monthly referral fee every month for a full year on the property that you hand us? So now you're making mailbox money on this deal. You get the deal back. And so basically what we did is we turned all these agents into salespeople for us. And they go out, and so I teach MCE classes, and I do lunch and learns, and we speak about our company. And basically we explain to these agents that now, especially nowadays, where you have properties that can't sell, where you have a client that can't move a house, but they have another house on contingency, all of a sudden they're going, hey, wait a second, have you ever thought of renting that house? Because now they just basically double down, and now they have a property that they help that client buy, and they also help that client make income on the other property. Yeah. And they got the sale down the road too.
So you're now the hero.
So now we're the hero, exactly.
Yeah. Well,
exactly.
there's a relationship ended up that way a lot of times because the agents, wanted to manage that for their clients themselves. And,
yes.
And in 2008, I always called it the accidental manager. It's like they bought the house, market turned down, they lost their job, the buyer, and they had to move out of the city, but they were upside down and couldn't sell their house. And they go back to their agent and go, would you manage it for me?
Yep.
And of course, we're always like, we're kind of people who like, come over and have barbecue at our house. Let's raise your kids for you. We always want to be the helpful person, right? And so they start managing, and they were all doing it wrong.
Absolutely.
Number one complaint at Trek is about leasing and management.
Yep.
And so we've actually, in our company, have said you're not allowed to do management. We lost a couple agents, and they went to another company, but I'm sure that company isn't going to tell them the same thing.
Yeah.
Don't do property management.
The liability is huge, and we've learned that by us focusing on just that, we don't do anything else. We don't flip, we don't wholesale, we don't do anything. We just manage the owner's asset. So what happens is we've become the experts in managing their assets. And so we're a team with the real estate agent that, look, you sell the property, you can lease the property, you can do whatever you want to do. With 500 properties, we have a 1% eviction rate on our properties. We're very, very good because that's our focus point. So we tell the agents, if you want to lease the property, you can lease it. It's your client. We get it. We want to do the background check because we know the person going in, because we want the end result for the agent and the owner to be a good one, because we know two things will happen. Number one, chances of them buying another investment property, if it goes well, will happen. And number two, they're going to refer people to us. And we know the acquisition cost of getting a secondary client and the agent, it's going to be through the agent also. So they've just doubled down again. So it's win-win for everybody.
If you make the agents look good, they'll come back to you.
Absolutely.
And they don't need to be doing property management.
No, and we're the highest rated on Google. We have about 165 five-star reviews. I don't have that many friends or family.
Mike
that
Minden
can
out
ride for
there,
me, so-
Tierra, you better take note that he's beating you. So
yes.
Well, I had the pleasure to speak at the National Association of Residential Property
Yes.
Managers NARPM meeting yesterday. I've recently joined and became a member and a sponsor, and their luncheon was this past Thursday. It's a great group, and it was learned. It was James Alderson from San Antonio was the guest speaker. And, that group is really focused on learning. There's a lot of agents there learning how to do it right and learning how to do it in compliance. They talk about, all the rules and regulations and
It's
tricks
the
of the trade.
professionalism, the ethics. They're very good at sharing and helping each other out. It's a great organization. And my business partner and I, we have learned a lot, and we've learned to, we actually go to the bigger fish, if you will, in the world. Pete and I have actually traveled to South Carolina. We've traveled to San Antonio to talk to bigger companies to say, how do you guys grow? How did you grow? And we emulated a lot of these companies. And we feel that's why we have grown. We've doubled revenue every single year in our company.
That's
we're
awesome.
we're the number one, like I said, the number one referral.
You want to sell?
Not yet. We're starting the franchise business model as well. So we are looking at duplicating our business modle.
Well, that's the way to grow.
That's how you grow.
I had a takeaway from your meeting yesterday, Thursday, as a matter of fact, was what it was phrased was a rental house is not an asset. The tenant is the asset.
Mm-hmm.
The rental house is a money pit without a tenant. And
Good
so
point.
you guys in the property management business, because when I heard that, it really clicked to me. I said, "Yeah, that's right. The tenant, the income stream is the asset, not the brick and mortar. It's the tenant."
Yeah.
And you guys are all about acquiring the tenant and maintaining the tenant, and like you said, a 1% eviction rate. I mean, that's solid gold.
The thing is, what we've learned is, I always tell owners, just because you have the financial means to buy an investment property doesn't mean you have the financial education to run that business. So you own the shell, which is the house. We are putting our business model in that shell to make you have a profit. We're running it like a business. We're basically keeping you out of liability of being sued, because they are the highest sued in real estate, because they don't run it like a business. They don't have policies, procedures. They don't know about fair housing, discrimination laws. They just go off of a whim or their gut feeling. And it's like, that doesn't work when you're standing in front of the judge saying, well, I wasn't sure, so I thought he'd be okay without a roof for a week. And so they don't realize that.
Yeah. They always say, how much time do you have to give for a repair? And the answer is, it depends.
Yeah.
What the repair is. And
Yep.
of course, we talked
Exactly.
about home warranties a while ago, but AC, if they're out and there's
Texas
small
property
children,
code.
you got to get out there and get that thing fixed
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
And most owners don't understand that.
No, and we have a lot of out-of-state and out-of-country investors. When I travel, I speak to a lot of investing groups out of state and out of country. I'm actually going to Australia this summer to speak in New Zealand and Brisbane on Houston and our property management business. But what we've learned is, they don't know what these laws are. All they're looking at is an investment vehicle to buy an investment property to give them a return. Our job is to try to get them as close to that return as they can, but also make sure that they are running a business model and set the proper expectations. Like we were talking earlier, you set those expectations in the beginning to say, look, you are running a business. You're going to have profit. You're going to have loss. You're going to have a lot of things. Our job is to make you successful. Whether you like it or not, we're going to comply with.
Even though I've done property management in the past, I did commercial property management back in the 80s, had a little company. But if I were buying something, I'd put it with professional. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Somebody who's
it's like flying a plane. You could get yourself there if you want, or you could buy a ticket.
I think I'm going to buy a ticket because I'm
Yes.
not going to, because you fly those big, that 757.
787.
787.
Yeah, 787.
Yep.
That's a Dreamliner.
One of the great motivational stories I ever heard was when you're talking about goal setting, and is it mandatory? I mean, when you set a goal, do you have to meet it, or is it just sort of?
It's a suggestion.
Yeah,
right?
they use the pilot as an example. But if the pilot's goal is to fly this plane and land it safely, is it just we're going to hope to? Yeah. So he's going to. We hope he meets that goal.
Would you like to get to Hawaii, or would you like to kind of get somewhere
Or would
around
you like
that
to get
area
close
in
to
the
Hawaii?
vicinity
And so that was
of
another
water?
great takeaway: is to
That's
be
a
the
good goal.
pilot, make your goal just like the pilot's goal, and land that.
A great analogy, absolutely.
Yeah.
They should all equal. The takeoff should equal the landings.
Right.
That's a good goal to have, right?
The other one is, if any landing that you walk away from is a good one.
That's another good one. That's another good one.
Well, I actually prefer to get on the tarmac, safely and quietly and with a lot of fanfare and things like that.
We're coming up against the end. But Steve, did you learn to fly in the military? Where
No,
did you,
all civilian. I grew up in Los Angeles and learned to fly all civilian in Los Angeles.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And how long you been flying?
I've been with, it was Continental at the time, got hired in 98, and I was with TWA before that.
Oh, remember
You haven't
TWA?
heard that name in a while.
They just have that hotel they redid in New York.
Yeah.
No Air Cal back in the day?
No,
Flying
air-
up and down
no,
the coast. That was a
no.
pretty, I
Yeah,
had an
that
uncle
was
who had
good,
a great
yeah.
job. He flew from Anaheim up to San Jose and back.
Yep.
And I mean, it just
Yeah, that was a
watching
good
the
airline.
sunrise, watching the sunset, that was his job.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, we got people out there listening. What would you like to leave them with today?
Well, if they want to give us a call, we will give them a free month management fee if they want to try us out. Agents, like I said, we have a great referral program for them. Works very, very well. If they want to give us a call at 888-866-6727 or EmpireIndustriesLLC.com.
And that's Steve Rozenberg with Empire Industries. And I thank all of our guests today. And until next week, and I won't be here next week, so you're going to have to carry on without me.
Okie dokie.
We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Rat Pack. The Real Estate Rat Pack is ready to answer your toughest questions. So tune in to the